Let's just jump right into it, future administrators. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're decoding the actual philosophical DNA of the Indian state. Look, if you're gearing up for the toughest administrative exams in the country, you already know the preamble isn't just some intro you memorize, right? It's literally the conceptual lens for the entire Constitution. So we're going to break down these foundational ideals to give you that exact analytical edge you absolutely need, whether you're writing those high-scoring mains answers or sitting right in front of the interview board. Here's a quick look at our roadmap. We'll cover the ultimate identity card, the origins of the preamble, what sovereign and socialist actually mean, the secular democratic republic trinity, and finally, how to defend these core values. All right, starting off with Section 1, the ultimate identity card. So, the eminent jurist Palkhivala absolutely nailed it when he called the preamble the ultimate identity card of the Constitution. I mean, think about what an ID card actually does, right? It gives you the vital statistics at a single glance. And today, we're going to literally read the vital stats of our nation, printed right on this card. It tells us exactly who holds the authority. We, the people, what kind of state we're building, and the promises we're making to secure our future. Moving on to Section 2, Origins of the Preamble. Now, the preamble didn't just magically appear out of thin air. It actually traces its roots back to Jawaharlal Nehru's historic Objectives Resolution, which he brought to the Constituent Assembly way back on December 13, 1946. This laid down the whole philosophy of the constitutional structure. Then, during the drafting phase, V.K. Krishna Menon played a really pivotal role in shaping its final form before it was adopted in November 1949. But, the evolution didn't stop there. Fast forward to 1976, and the 42nd Amendment actually updated this ID card, adding 3 absolutely crucial words: socialist, secular, and integrity. Okay, let's get into Section 3, sovereign and socialist. Notice how all these fundamental concepts, starting with sovereignty and socialism all the way to justice, liberty, and fraternity, radiate straight out from the central core. The preamble is literally the hub, and all constitutional governance spokes extend right from it. Let's zoom in on the first of these radiating values. So what does it genuinely mean to be sovereign? Well, constitutionally, it means India is nobody's dependency and definitely not a dominion. We possess supreme authority internally over our own affairs and absolute independence externally in our foreign policy. Basically, no outside power can dictate our laws. Period. And here's a key point. Our continued membership in things like the Commonwealth or the UN, that doesn't limit this absolute sovereignty one bit. We are completely the masters of our own destiny. Now let's look at this fascinating contrast with the word socialist. The 42nd Amendment made it explicit, sure, but India has always followed its own very unique brand, democratic socialism. We focus heavily on public welfare right alongside a mixed economy where public and private sectors work together. We completely reject that total state control and the abolition of private property you'd see in communistic or state socialism. The Supreme Court actually noted that our democratic socialism aims to end poverty, ignorance, disease, and inequality. It's this incredible blend of Marxism and Gandhianism leaning heavily towards Gandhian socialism. Let's unpack the rest of the identity card in Section 4, Secular, Democratic, Republic. Next up, secular. And you gotta remember, unlike the Western concept, which often demands this strict, almost atheistic wall between state and religion, India's secularism is positive. It means the state gives equal treatment, equal respect, and support to all religions. This isn't just some abstract philosophical idea either. It is strictly anchored in and fiercely protected by our fundamental rights, specifically Articles 25 through 28, which guarantee religious freedom for literally everyone. And here is a super crucial point. The word democratic in our preamble, it is not just about voting in periodic elections or universal adult franchise. Yes, we have a representative parliamentary democracy, but the preamble uses the term in a much broader sense. It represents a comprehensive trinity: political democracy, social democracy, and economic democracy. Because let's face it, without social and economic equality, political democracy is just incomplete. Finally, we hit republic. A democratic polity can be a monarchy or a republic. By choosing to be a republic, we guarantee that our head of state, the president, is elected for a fixed term of 5 years. There is no inherited royal power here. It entirely eliminates the concept of any privileged class. Every single public office is open to every citizen without discrimination. It solidifies the absolute fact that true political sovereignty is vested in exactly one place: we, the people.
All right, Section 5, Defending the Core Values.
Now, this is where the rubber really meets the road. How do you practically defend these exact ideals when you're writing a mains answer? Or say when an interview panelist looks at you and asks if the preamble is just a nice piece of paper? How do these historic words actually translate into the complex machinery of the Indian government today?
Well, you absolutely must anchor your arguments in real-world governance. When you're discussing sovereignty, point to India's strategic autonomy on the global stage. Talk about our aggressive push for defense self-reliance. Cite indigenous projects like the Agni and BrahMos missiles as tangible proof of that sovereign independence. And when defending our socialist ideals, don't just quote textbook theory. Point to massive welfare initiatives like PM Kisan or MGNREGA that are actively trying to reduce inequality. Highlight the role of public sector giants like LIC and SBI in driving financial inclusion. This is exactly how the preamble lives and breathes in modern administrative action.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder for your prep, and honestly, for your future careers. If N.A. Palkhivala was right, and this truly is our identity card, as you prepare to step up, serve this nation, and shape its future, how will you ensure that modern, rapidly changing policies continue to uphold the profound identity forged right here in our preamble? Keep that question in the back of your mind as you study. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, and keep learning.